Welcome, everyone. I'm getting in just a little bit early because the sun's going behind some clouds, but that doesn't matter. We've got a few people on here already. So, okay, now the sun's coming out just a little bit. It was pretty sunny here just a few minutes ago. Just a moment, let me turn this down. If somebody in the chat can tell me if you can hear me okay, and if the view's good. I'm looking at the view here on my iPad. And I'm looking at the chat. Again, if somebody can let me know if the video's okay and the sound is good. It could have gone either way today. It's been very foggy out here lately. In the morning, it was foggy till about 10 a.m. And then afterwards, in the evening, it's been foggy. So some of the people that have been attending the sunsets, I think last night even, it was really foggy out and you couldn't see the sun very well. Now you can see it's a little hazy out there and there might be some fog in some areas, and I'll pan around here in just a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the audio is okay. And I'm going to pan around here a little bit. And show you how many people here on the beach. I'll zoom in a little bit. So I would say there's many people at the beach today. And I would assume that a lot of people are coming just to watch the last sunset of the year. So that was looking down towards Tiger Tail. Now we're going to look up towards the Marriott, and we are at Residence Beach. A few family groups here. And South Beach has got a good crowd on it. I'm not sure if I can zoom in that far, to be honest, but I can see South Beach. It's got a good crew, and then of course the Marriott right over in here where you see that clump in the middle of the screen. And somebody's back here blowing a seashell. I think it's somebody up in the condo. Somebody in the middle building is blowing a conch shell. Very cool. Maybe that's an annual for them. It's the water. The water's chilly. It's very chilly. I went out there, put my feet into it. Did you go into the water, Maria? How cold? Yeah, it's not ice bath cold, but it's shock and awe, she says. And there was a few people out there swimming. Let me zoom out. A few people out there swimming. There's a couple out there right now. Let me zoom in on them. There you can see the middle of the screen. Those two heads coming out of the water. That's got to be chilly. Even the jet skis that are out there that you can see going across the middle of the screen now, that's got to be cold as well. And there's about 3 or 4 jet skis out there. But here's what we came for. So the colors could still be extremely vibrant tonight. I'm going to check so far, no comments, which is actually unusual. It is 5:31. Again, beautiful shot right now. Thanks, Ann. Appreciate it very much. Okay, so those of you that came on at 5:30, I started just a little bit earlier only because the sun was out and it was getting ready to go behind that really tall bank of clouds which extends down to the water line. So I just started early, but you haven't missed anything. We'll do some more panning around. There are plenty of people here at the beach. Take a look. Number of groups all kind of huddled together. You're welcome, Kendra. There, that is zoomed all the way out, and I'll show you the people behind me. Do you want me to zoom in down the beach? So, oh, baby alert. We got a runner. Today's 31st of December, and I've got to get a shout out to my daughter-in-law, Christina. It's her birthday today, and we just saw them the week between or over Christmas in St. Louis. So happy birthday to you, Christina. And her and my son hosted us, did an awesome job, and they are the keeper of our only granddaughter. So they automatically get VIP status. Happy birthday, Christina. There's an ultralight plane flying over. I'm not going to be able to get that in the shot, but that would be cool. Flying an ultralight over sunset on the last day of the year. Let me show you these. People have their New Year's hats on. It's looking pretty good out there right now. Great place for birthday celebration. Yes, it is. A cold, rainy here in Chicago. Chicago. Okay. I was up there in the Midwest, and I was raised in Pontiac, Illinois, not too far from Chicago, south, but lived in Peoria, and that's where we moved from when we came here to Marco. Yeah, another Illinois. Yeah, that's all Marco needs. They're like, "Oh, you're from Ohio? Gosh, I'm surprised. Are you from Illinois? Oh, wow, what a shocker." They say that a lot. My understanding is why there's a lot of Midwesterners here in Marco is because when the Mackle brothers were developing Marco Island and selling the dream of retirement, they hired a gentleman, and I don't remember his name from the book, but he was a salesman and he was located in Ohio. And so he went back to the Midwest, which was his territory, and whatever job he was selling for at the time, and had a lot of contacts there. So that's a logical place to start a sales effort. And so he did. And then, of course, there's generations of people here on Marco that were coming down since the 60s or 70s and whatnot. So uh, I think that's why there's still a large amount of Illinois and Ohio and Michigan, Indiana, all those. Sunset is at 5:46. Right now it is 5:35, and we'll probably stay just a few minutes after sunset just in case there's any colors coming up from the horizon. I just announced this today. Oh, up by the Canadian. Hey, Don, how are you? Up by the Canadian border. Thanks for joining us, Don. I don't think there are fireworks. I know there's not any fireworks in Marco, and the fireworks for New Year's in Naples It was canceled, and I watched a little newsreel on that today, and they said it was canceled because it was precautionary. They couldn't handle the crowds. They thought they were busy enough with public service and law enforcement and all that stuff, and they didn't think they had the capacity to handle the crowds for New Year's fireworks along the beach. So a couple weeks ago, they just announced that they were going to cancel them up there. I kind of agree with you, Ann, but I will say this: when they do the Fourth of July out here and they do them from a barge off the coast, that is really, really impressive. And the way the community comes out here, this entire beach is filled. Let me let me do another pan up and down the beach here. We got people straggling in heavy. So, home in Glen, Illinois. All right, I know where you're at. Look, let me zoom in a little bit, but see all these people are coming in. It's like cocoon. They're all going to the water. And let's see back here by the entrance to Residence Beach. Let me zoom in. Hope that zoom shot's okay for you guys. But all the tiki huts, a lot of people back there as well. They come back around, look down the beach, and you see it's getting a little thicker. Still those people out there in the water. God bless them. Up here, we got a swimmer. Let's see. Can you see the swimmer in the middle of the shot there going to the left? Let's look down south towards the Marriott. If you know Marco, you know that shot. Cape Marco there at the far right. Tonight, I'm sure the hotels are having events. The big thing I know of is the Snook Inn is having a party tonight, New Year's Eve bash, and they sold a limited amount of tickets. And I know that they sold out because there were people on the on the Facebook sites for Marco Island, and they were asking for people who couldn't go if they would be willing to sell their tickets. So let's look back at Sunset, see what it's doing. Beautiful night. It's barely a breeze, and I'm gonna say it's low 70s right now. Maria agrees. This past week we were living in the 50s and the 40s in the Midwest, so feels good to be back home. Peaceful and calm, except the sound of my voice. It doesn't look like the fog's going to roll in anytime soon. It is hazy if you look down to the north and to the south. Getting a little hazier, but if you look straight out where we're looking, I don't really see anything coming in directly from the west. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Any comments? If you think about it, all these people on the beach, what a great way to spend the last day of the year. The island has been very, very busy. I don't know if it's season busy yet, but we live on the bike path, on the shared use path, and there's more people today than I'd seen in a long time. Oh, and well, I hope you get back in. It's been 7 or 8 years since you've been here. You're going to find that it's gotten crowded in terms of, you know, ever since COVID and all that stuff. A lot of lots have been built on, so you would find it to be busy in that regard. In that there's not as many lots that are available now that are open that are not family owned, and maybe they're waiting to build for their own family members later on. But I would say commercially available for sale lots, slim, very slim. Yeah, everybody found out that they could work from paradise, and they did it. So comes a nice boat coming in, not too close to shore, probably just out past the markers, but they're going to be cruising in from the right to the left. That'd be a nice ride tonight. Do a condo, yeah, do a condo. I agree. Keep it easy. Here comes that boat. No, you know what? I think there was a touch of red tide one day, maybe. You know, they said they found some somewhere in, and I thought it was up by Tiger Tail, maybe not even Residence Beach or South Beach, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, it's been not an issue so far this year. And there's some websites you can go on to that show. The only thing is when they test for the water, it takes a few days before they find out that you've got it. So once you do have it, then they test the water. Could be 2 or 3 days before you find out that you don't have it any longer. But it's not been it's not been an issue, put it that way. And if you look out there, our swimmer's coming back from left to right across the screen. Okay, 1 minute until sunset. Yeah, it is very good here, Ian. Hi, Paul. How are you? No, have not been there yet. Haven't been there yet. I will tell you this. Sammy's, you know, Sammy owns it now, him and a partner, and we love Sammy's and their food. So, but I know they're not going to turn Goodland Little Bar into Sammy's 2 or anything like that. They're doing everything they can to maintain it just as it was before. We probably went there once a year, I'd say. Haven't been there yet. Maria's sitting here and she's correcting me that we've been there more often, but she was confused. She was thinking about Sammy's. We pretty much helped them pay the mortgage at Sammy's. We have in the past, but the little bar, we just don't get out there a whole lot. but it's always good when we do, especially during um, stone crab season. Usually, usually just about once a year, once during the season, I get stone crab, and I like to get it from there, right next to Kirk's. Is Nacho Mama's open yet? You know, we've been gone for 10 days on a trip, and I know they were hiring people, and they were putting that out there, the word. So if they're not open yet, it's really, really close, Dave. See, this time after sunset is when the really nice colors come up. So a lot of times we don't just vacate right at sunset. But we're at Residence Beach and we park there, so you've got a limited amount of time before they'll close the gate. But I don't know that they probably have closed the gate before on people. They're pretty nice. They'll wait, but you can usually hear they'll say over the loudspeaker. I think it's maybe 20 minutes after sunset, and they'll get on the loudspeaker say, 15 minutes till close, 10 minutes. Remember how they used to announce that at Kmart before it would close? It reminds you of the same. Well, we're up to 22 people, so that's pretty good for just having announced it uh, late this morning that I was going to go ahead and do this. I was thinking about it, but I didn't know if we were going to get back in time. And we got back last night, so I didn't want to promise anything that I couldn't deliver on. I'm not sure what the next live stream will be, but I do have some videos that are scheduled, and I'll do some drone video updates on the project at Sand Dollar Island and Tiger Tail Beach, and I'll probably do that. So I like it when the equipment's running, so it'll probably be day after tomorrow. And then I'm also going to do an update on Caxambas Park. And generally, I don't need to. Hey, Pedro, how are you? Pedro says Happy New Year to you and your lovely wife. Thank you, Pedro. Maria says, Maria says Happy New Year, Pedro. Appreciate it very much. Um, so I will do an update on Caxambas Park by drone as well, and that could happen tomorrow. So I don't know, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 videos on the idea list. And if you guys ever have ideas for videos about Marco Island or anything over here, I'd appreciate it because I can't think of it. That's what this YouTube thing is for. It forced me into creativity that I don't have naturally. So I'm going to do a quick pan here and show you how many people will show you around the inside of Cape Marco. You know, I would like to do that. I like to do the same thing at Hideaway Beach, to be honest. The only thing is, and I'm really cautious uh, about people's privacy. And although some people would probably enjoy showing off Cape Marco, there's a lot of people that probably don't want it. And if they're owners, I guess they're entitled to that. But if I talk to people a lot, and if I thought that I had the slightest opportunity to do so, I would jump on it. Trust me on that one, because I think that would be insightful. I try to make videos here about the island for things that I'm curious about, and that's one of them. Hideaway Beach is another. I've been inside Hideaway Beach, beautiful area, but I don't want to put it on YouTube without getting some kind of I don't know if I'd call it authorization, but I got to live here, so I want to make sure everybody's got to live together. So just common courtesy. I try to, one thing I want to do is down by Key Marco. They have the Captain Hore's house down there, and it's pretty much fallen apart, but there's still a little bit there, and I want to do something on that. I've actually approached property management. They thought it was a good idea, but to be honest, I don't think the board thought it was a good idea. So haven't been able to get in there yet. Yeah, we need to ride our e-bikes more in 2025. We ride them a lot, Pedro, but I don't. I like making those videos, but they, they just don't get a lot of views, to be honest. And not that I do it just for the views, but I want to make sure it's worthwhile. So that's why I kind of stretch those out. You're my most loyal viewer on those. Zoom back out here. All right, just a few more minutes and we'll wrap it up. Unless there's something else you want to see here. A few people are leaving now. More leaving than coming. Happy New Year, Dan. Appreciate that very much. Guys, if you appreciate stuff like this, the best thing you can do is just hit the like button at the bottom of the video, and that tells YouTube that you guys are interested in this kind of material. So then they'll push it out more whenever I make like an announcement that I'm going to do something like this. YouTube will push it out to more people uh, based on the number of likes and things you get. So that would be helpful if you could do that. You're welcome, Dave. Happy New Year to you. And the like button is actually the thumbs up button. Maybe I should make that clear. Marie and I are going to go home. We got an invite over to someone's house tonight for a party, and although we're not late nighters or anything like that, we're probably going to show up and say hello. And then, anybody here from Spain? Because I've got grapes to eat tonight at midnight, so I'm going to be pushing those down. That's a family tradition for us. And this year, my wife, she went out and got the grapes today, and she cared enough to sort out the small ones for me, because at midnight, the last thing I want to do is push grapes down. But we do it every single year, and we've done it been doing it for over 35 years, because we've been married almost 35 years. So yeah, a lot of grapes. I love grapes. It's just at midnight. I don't know. So we've got that coming up at midnight. Got 19 people on here, and we've been going for about 28 minutes. Another 2 minutes on grape and Spanish Sidra. That's right. We do have a bottle of Sidra in our fridge, but we don't tap that one. We kind of save that, and I'm not sure what we're saving that from, but or for. But you're right. Now I'm looking down the beach, and I'm going to zoom in to see if you guys can see it, where the blue lights are. Let's see. There we go. I'm zoomed in. I don't know how well that zooms in, but if you look, you'll see the fire dancers in front of the Marriott dancing. I don't see him now. Maybe I caught him at the end. Oh, no, I see a little bit. He's throwing the flames up in the air. Another quick pan, and then we'll sign off, say goodbye. You can see the people have cleared out quite a bit. And now I'm looking north towards Tiger Tail. So there you can see a lot of people cleared out. I'll go behind me here. Oh, the kids running. You know they're going to sleep well tonight. You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you for watching. And this is looking back towards Residence Beach, right there. Okay, don't get dizzy. We're going to flip back around. All right, guys, this is Tom. Wishing everybody a Happy New Year. Have a safe New Year's Eve. Okay, Happy New Year to you. Have a safe New Year's Eve, and I wish you a great 2025. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next year. Thank you, Ann. Happy New Year to you and your family as well.